Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the month of, or for Gemini season. I'm not doing an intro this month, and I apologize for the quality or lack thereof of my camera equipment. It's for reasons I don't really want to get into right now, but you know, I'm in Serbia now, and I'm feeling, last night I've been having trouble sleeping, you know, and I've been feeling like I was laying in bed last night and I was like, okay, what do I need to know for the signs of Gemini, Cancer, and Leo, right? Because those are the signs I'm going to do today. And I was thinking about Cancer, and the words that really came to my mind is what truly matters for Cancer, what truly matters. How are you a part of all of this? How are you a part of this whole system? How do you really contribute? How do you love? How do you care? How do you make this world a better place? What is your power? You know, I love that Cancer is represented by the Chariot card, the Pharaoh riding in with Sphinx leading his chariot. And I mean, like, I'm getting chills right now just like thinking of it, like, holy cow. Cancer has this reputation for being, you know, very sensitive and emotional. And yes, of course you are. But I mean, your mantra is I feel, right? That's your thing. But let's not forget its association with the sign of Capricorn, right? As your opposite. The sign of Capricorn as being a sign of power, and a sign of being in the public eye and being in control and having innovative abilities and being able to manage and grow something, a company, a government, whatever. I'm waiting for a card to fall out. Doesn't seem to be wanting to happen. But you know, Cancer, you're just as much a part of that as Capricorn is a part of you. What truly matters? What can you do to make this world better? How can you contribute to the love and compassion of this world? And if you aren't contributing in a positive way, are you just not contributing? Or are you contributing in a negative way? Because of your propensity to feel so hard, right? So much. Sometimes there can be, you know, feelings of jealousy or feelings of insecurity. And those feelings are not doing the world any good. It is important for you to understand all that you are capable of doing, and to understand that these restless feelings of wanting to do something, right? Here we have a warrior coming home from battle, being celebrated from doing what is good, from defending its nation or whatever, right? Not that I don't condone war and by any stretch of the imagination, but like there was something that needed to be done. He went out and he did it and he accomplished it and he succeeded. And now he's being celebrated for that. And Cancer, you are a warrior. You are a pharaoh. You know, you are I don't know what Cleopatra was, you know, but you are like that kind of a quality of person, you know? And you are the leader of a nation. I was shocked. A couple weeks ago, I was in Miami in South Beach. I was with a friend and we were Googling leaders. I'm going to shuffle while I talk. We were Googling world leaders and people that really made a difference, like Martin Luther King and Abraham Lincoln and, you know, all the presidents of the United States. I was like, there's a shocking number of Aquarius and Leo, right? In that. And I mean, there's every sign, right? It's not just limited to that, but and Aquarius makes sense, right? Politics, changing the world, all that kind of stuff. Leo also makes sense, you know, the position of power, of royalty, all of that also makes sense, you know. But there was also a significant number of Cancer. And we were looking a lot at South American politics because he's from Colombia. And we were looking a lot at South American, and same Leo, Aquarius, and Cancer. And I was like, man, there's a lot of Cancerians making the world this better place, and really feeling like they, you know, and really coming into their own. And in many ways, they were also in the positions of like the bankers and the corporation CEOs and things like that, where they, in a way, were even in control of the governments, right? As we were looking at big corporations and stuff and kind of their influence in Colombia and also, you know, Argentina and Chile and all of that, you know, and kind of like, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like, I'm going to have to share this with Cancer, because you don't get enough street credit for being the powerful influence that you are because of the, you know, the crab-like exoskeleton. You know, you can be fierce when you need to be. So here's a card of prosperity. Okay, let's get back to the cards. I'm sorry, I kind of went on a rant there, but prosperity. Look, whatever it is you're waiting for, it's coming. Whatever it is. And I'm not, can we just put romantic relationships to the side for a minute? Because life is so much bigger than that. Life is so much more encompassing than just that. So yes, it's a part of it. I'm not going to just completely leave it out. It is a huge part of it, because it is through others that we learn about ourselves. And I get that, and I'm not going to, you know, put that, you know, lessen that in any way, but there's so much more. It's not just our careers either. There's so much more. And because you have Uranus transiting your 11th house, it's going to come to that, guys. A humanitarian planet coming home to the 11th house, especially Cancer ascendants, specifically Cancer ascendants. And that's what it needs to do. It's what it needs to be. And I think you're feeling this calling, this responsibility to be something, to be the catalyst for change, to be the catalyst for bringing in a new era, the age of Aquarius, right? And what a beautiful blessing. But we are looking to you now, Cancer. This year has been big for you. I'm not going to lie. And you know that. This year has been big for you. It's like big news every single month. It's heavy stuff. Well, you know what? Maybe it's needed. You know, we can't just settle for the small things anymore. We can't just settle for the material. We can't just settle for the here and now. There's a push behind you now where you really are like, okay, it's not just about you anymore. Uranus leaving the 10th house, where it is that Capricorn kind of thing, right? Uranus leaving the 10th house, moving into the 11th. It's not about the individual anymore. It's about the collective now. And who better than the Chariot? Who better than the Pharaoh to lead us there, to lead us through? It's about unity. And I think in some ways you may be feeling a lack of unity. Again, let's bring it back down now, okay? In your own world, in your own workplace, in your family, there does seem to be a significant level of disconnect. 10 of Coins reversed. You are seeking prosperity. You are seeking spiritual wealth. You are seeking whatever it is you are seeking. I know that material things for you now, because of this association here, it's falling short of expectation. You are now officially demanding more of yourself. You are now officially demanding more of other people in your life. And the separation is now occurring. And I've been talking about it for weeks and weeks in my weekly bumps. If you guys don't watch my weeklies, I do a collective consciousness reading every week where I do tap into the planets and all of that. But it's a theme. And this sort of harvest is occurring where people at high vibrations are starting to officially separate themselves from low vibrational entities because they cannot integrate. They cannot work together. It's like me working together with this desk, right? Like I can't, if my hand was vibrating at the same vibration as this desk, I'd be able to put my hand right through it. But I can't because they're different vibrations. And so there's an energetic resistance happening here, which is why I can bang on the table like that, right? So that's kind of the essence of what's happening between people, not as an extreme of a level, of course, but that's what's happening. And so you're coming into contact with that, whether you realize that or not. And you seem to be rising above. And if you're not, you're bound to repeat cycles. You're bound to repeat the bad relationships. You're bound to repeat the career failures. You're bound to repeat these things, right? Because if you're not learning is a constant upstream in vibration, right? So if you're not learning, you're not progressing, then okay, well, you're just going to recycle back through, plain and simple. It's as easy as that. You may be feeling very torn. Okay, we got a whole bunch. I'm just going to pull out one at a time. You may be feeling very torn in terms of, like, why am I needing to go through this now? Well, Uranus is coming into Taurus, right? Uranus is entering into your 11th house, plain and simple. So you are not immune to the energies from above. As above, so below. Okay? And here's the journey of your spiritual evolution right here. You are headed into an unknown place, okay? Without a doubt. It is dark. It is a little bit shadowy, but it is beautiful nonetheless. There is paradise on the other side. There is hope. Can I say hope? There is hope. And see, when I'm talking in such a big way, it is important for you to understand that when you give to others, even if it's just one other person, that is an act of goodness, you know? And so when you take care of just one single person, it is the same as if you were to take care of an entire society, right? And it's the scale. So I'm not saying that all of you are going to go out there and be a Martin Luther King, or to go out there and be someone that fights for, you know, something in some huge way. You can implement these huge ideas in your community, in your neighborhood, within your family, or with a single friend, and it is the same. But at the end of the day, the energy outward is more important than the energy inward, okay? This is not, there is no space, there is no time for ego validation here, okay? That's not what this stuff is about. It is about the collective unity. The moon is a weird place, and it's like, ugh, the moon, the whole energy right now is so weird. And this is, you know, even though this is a card of Pisces, the moon is your ruling planet, you know? And the moon is kind of an interesting one because it moves so fast. It never goes retrograde, you know? So, and you're so like impacted by all the planets all the time. Like maybe that's why you feel so much, because you're like constantly under this like shifting, changing, wavering. It's like one day one day for 1 hour it's in aspect with Mercury, and then for another day it's in aspect with Mars, and then the next day it's another thing. Like maybe that's why, because you're just under such an influx of changes all the time, and we all are. But as the moon is your ruling planet, like I can't imagine if my planet Mercury was in retrograde like every couple days, you know? Like that would be really tough, you know? And it does make the day-to-day kind of planning a little bit more difficult, you know? It's probably more important for you to be in tune with astrology more than anyone else for that sole purpose, or to at least to understand what the moon is doing. And the weirdness of energy right now is extremely purposeful. It's stagnation for the sake of getting you ready. You know, it's kind of like that movie montage or whatever, where you have the master and you have the, I don't even know, whether it's martial arts or racing cars or whatever stupid movie it is, you know, where they practice and practice and practice and practice. And then the student is like, I'm ready, I want to fight, I want to fight, I want to go, I want to go. And the master is like, no, you're not ready. right? And it's like once you get past that restlessness and once you get to that point of acceptance that this is preparation for something, and you just like accept that when the moment happens, when that moment for change happens, then it will happen and then you'll be ready, kind of thing. That's what's going on right now. It's preparation, and the master has not yet given you the red flag, okay? And all this heavy stuff, and man, has it been heavy, you know? Capricorn, your opposite sign, Pluto, Saturn, we had Mars. Mars is officially out of there now, but you've been like, it's been one thing after another this year, and it's going to continue on for the next several years, you know? So you got to just kind of say like, okay, this is my karmic thing. I got to deal with it. I got to go through with it. My soul chose this life, and right now I'm in a very dark moon-like period, and that's it. And I just have to accept it. You know, I just have to. But see this little symbol, these little like moon trickles, whatever they are. This is the, you know, symbol of the yod, which is a Hebrew symbol. And for me, it is a signification. I very much closely associate that with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune is a card of good tidings, good luck, and a shift in fortune. Yes, the Hermit. What did I just say? I didn't even see that card before. See, the darkness it's foundational. Here's a card of Virgo. It's purposeful for introspection. It's purposeful for self-mastery. And that's really what this phase of Pluto going through your sign, your opposite, is really about. It's about cleaning up the karmic mess, right? Repaying karmic debts if you haven't already. It's about understanding oneself. It's about total self-awareness and self-control. See, Virgo is this, they always say Virgo is so finicky, so picky, so perfection. Yeah, Virgo is the sign of perfection. Let's not forget what that means, right? Houses 1 through 6 in the zodiac, Aries through Virgo, is about the self. And before we can get to Libra, which is me plus 1, you have to perfect yourself, because without a perfection of self, relations with other people are therefore challenged. Because if you don't understand who you are, then how can you possibly begin to understand who other people are, right? And so the Hermit is an integral player, right? He's the number 9, and the number 9 is a number of Mars. There is action. This is an active card. The act of wisdom, the act of self-mastery. It's one thing to just think about it, but it's a totally different thing to practice it. Our interrelations are used as educational outlets, right? Our connections, our personal relationships, our friendships, they are tools for us to learn about ourselves. This place of stagnation is a tool for us to learn about ourselves. There is no end point in the journey of self-understanding. You can never truly understand, all right? There's always more to know. There is always a search for wisdom. So if you're sitting there on the other side of this camera and you're like, Jane, like I've been doing this for years, I've been doing this for months, I've been working, I've been doing, like, it never ends. And now you understand maybe a little bit, if you're dealing with a Virgo, the pain that they go through on a day-to-day basis to perfect themselves, right? Like you get it now. Okay, you got it. All right. And right now the vision is stunted, right? You are in this place of darkness. Where do I go? You may feel very motivated toward your future, but even material goals may seem to fall short and may seem dissatisfying right now. Because, like I said, Uranus in your 11th house, it's not about material goals anymore. With attention leaving your oh, I just realized for Capricorn, for Cancer ascendants, Capricorn is the 7th house, doi. So now here I am talking about other people. Well, yeah, it's because you need to figure out yourself, right? All right, plain and simple. So Uranus moving 10th, moving into the 11th, career success, yeah, it's important. Yeah, you do still need money. You do still need to exist. You do still need to do what you need to do in this world. Yada, yada, yada. I get it. But there's just this underlying tone. There's more. What matters? Right? That was my meditation. What matters? How do you really think about money? How do you really think about your career success? What place does that really have in life? And what benefit is that to other people? How do you benefit people? Well, maybe you can argue, okay, I own my business and I provide jobs for people. Well, that's wonderful. But what do you give them spiritually? What do you give them mentally? How do you encourage them to become more self-knowledgeable themselves? What do you do to contribute to their health? What do you do? You know, that's the kind of thing that will provide you, Cancer, more satisfaction, because you are the womb of the zodiac. You are the creator. You are the mother of the zodiac, right? Just the way the earth is the womb of humanity, okay? And it is that nurturing quality in you to make sure your child or your children are well fed, that they are taught properly, that they are, you know, raised with an understanding of beautiful things. Oh, see that, look at this determination here too. You may also be dealing with someone who really doesn't like the fact that you're in hermit mode right now. This goes both ways. It's you fiercely like, I'm a hermit, I'm going to be a hermit. And then it's someone else being like, why are you in hermit mode? Come out, come out, come out. You know, wanting you to come out, wanting you to be seen. All these cards can very much be, I'll be clarifying in the comprehensive reading. I think that there's so much more depth here, you guys. This is a deep reading anyway, but I mean, your priorities are shifting, and sometimes that can feel like you're abandoning a past life, and like, oh wow, how great. How great it is that you're abandoning a past life and you are growing and evolving. There is hard work in front of you. There's no doubt about it. 2 cards of Virgo, another card of Virgo. So the mutable signs, guys, are numbers 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so just FYI, here's a mutable, here's a Gemini, here's a Pisces, and I can go through like a fixed, this is Aquarius, Leo kind of thing, right? So, I mean, there's all sorts, but Virgo seems to be making the most appearance here. 8 of Pentacles, the Emperor. Pull out one more for you. Been talking too much anyway. I get too excited about this stuff, guys. I can't control myself. And Scorpio, or you perhaps even, being a master of your emotions, a master of your domain, a master of everything. And here we have a beautiful mixture of fire and water, or you may in fact be dealing with a Scorpio. This is a card ruled by Mars, right? So Mars and Scorpio, Aries as well. Aries especially. I don't know why I didn't say that first. But there's a mutual understanding here. Here could be your significant other. Here could be your father, your business partner. It could be a position of someone in a position of authority, or just even your own mirror of your own self. Again, a card of really just kind of keep doing what you're doing, right? The lion waiting to pounce, waiting in the grass, ready to pounce, right? Do keep doing what you're doing. You're on a beautiful trajectory. There's no doubt in my mind that you are moving forward, even if there's a potential that you might not feel like you are moving forward. You are moving forward. And you are just kind of lost in this weird midnight haze. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Sorry, I don't know. Someone's banging on some wall or something. You might be feeling lost, like you're in some midnight haze, but ultimately, the more you work, right? Any transitions that you're making right now, please have faith. I do feel that they are really positive. Okay, I do feel like they are getting you to where you need to be, and they are dedicated to your overall spiritual purpose. Okay, so it's not just about transition for transition's sake. It's food for the soul. Okay? I'm going to clarify both of these in the comprehensive to see what information we really need to know about these people. Or I think this one's really you, to be honest with you. But, you know, we'll get more in the comprehensive. So I really wish you guys nothing but the best. I mean, a beautiful month. And take this time to do a lot of meditation and to really just think about what matters. Okay? All right, you guys. I'll see you next month. Take care.